Y'all see me? I'm crooked. Y'all know, I don't even care. What's up? It's early in the morning. It's 5 o'clock in the morning, y'all. Check this out. This is what we gonna do. We gonna put this in a cup right here. We gonna do one of these early in the morning. We gonna talk that good shit real quick. So how y'all doing this morning? It's like 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. for me. I'm putting it in the cup right now. Big cup with a Fago. Y'all notice I just cracked this open. That wasn't what I really poured. So we're gonna put it there in that cup. It's gonna be civilized tonight. I know somebody gonna see this, they gonna see it later, like, that's what he was doing. Yes, it was. So early in the morning. Let's talk about something, right? So I started this channel a really long time ago. What's going on, mom? Single mom, what's going on? Hell yeah. You up in there? I appreciate you for coming through. How's your morning? But yeah, I'm gonna talk about something real quick, right? And I'm gonna talk about it on a spectrum that somebody's gonna see it later. And I just want to have an open discussion for real, at this point. I know ain't nobody gonna see this, but somebody might see it later. But when it comes down to it, and I don't want to bring no negativity up in the morning time, but it's like I want to talk about relationship problems or relationship with uh with like friction and traction in it, right? So when you get to the point to where you're playing a back and forth game with somebody and it's getting too strong, and you could tell the person that it got too strong, where you can't even put up with the whole situation anymore. Like it shouldn't be to the point where somebody think you walking away. It's just you done made too many attempts. You just sat here and had the same conversations over and over again with them, right? And I asked millions of people. I feel like millions of people. It's probably like maybe one or two people, right? And it's like I hate voicing stuff to other people about things or asking what people think about things. But if you were to sit here and you voiced every problem that you had with somebody, it would seem like you weren't trying to keep peace with them. Or just even when something goes wrong, you come to like a conclusion of what's going on between you and the person or what y'all discussed amongst y'all, with y'all, like with nobody else, with y'all. And with this live, I'm about to say this, and it's not really the voice, no dirty laundry, but when you voicing something amongst a person, when is it too late to where you can't correct things? Like examples of like trust, right? Have you ever, and I'm not saying this is what I was doing, but have you ever sat here and when you text somebody, have you ever told them like, "Hey, I'm right here," and not really telling them where you're at. You just sent them a picture of you, like being there, or this was what I was doing. Or have you ever bought a person something and you just gave it to them and they're like, well, I didn't want this. It was supposed to be for a holiday. And you're looking at them like, I'm buying it for you because like you thought about them. They say I eat cotton candy for my walls. I don't know why I just thought about some coochie out of nowhere. I don't know why when they said that shit. It felt like I started sweating and shit. But no, some real shit though. Like, so when it come down to it, like to you, it really don't even matter about like even you buy shit for a person. It's more or less you thinking about them or how you make or how they make you feel. So this is one thing I come to conclusion with, right? It's the point disagreements too, right? If you're able to just tell this person like, hey, all right, well, I'm wrong then, right? How many times do you tell a person, hey, I'm wrong? I've told a person so many times that I'm wrong. Like I've told a person over and over, I'm wrong. That motherfucker extracted the message. Man, I wish I read when look. I wish I would have screenshot that shit. That's funny as hell. That motherfucker said they eat motherfucker. That's funny. But yeah, at the end of the day, I'll be honest with you. When you go through like relationship problems, right? And I'm finally able to fit into the scenario when they talk about like social media stars and they have bad relationships with people. Like I noticed when I first started doing YouTube, I have no followers at all. Like none. Like I barely have like viewers because of like what goes on in my house, how I appear to be, the person I'm with or was just with, how they look or how they talk in the background, the conversations that we would have. Um, like it's confusing for the crowd that comes in because it was like a couple of days ago I had somebody come in and they're like trying to tell me why they didn't follow me and shit like that. And I explained to them like being, you know what I mean, the person being like I was like, yeah, I support your channel or whatever. And I'm supporting their channel, just watching them and shit like that. I joined a Discord and shit, right? This what they did after the fact. They act like because when I joined their Discord, I was supposed to be sharing their videos or whatever. And I know they probably watching somewhere, ghost watching and shit. But I sat there and was watching a little channel, right? they was like, oh, for them to be a moderator of my channel, they gotta do this, that, and a third, or whatever. They gotta be a moderator of my channel. I was like, no, the fuck, you ain't gotta be no damn moderator of my channel. You know what I mean? Like, what is you on? And it was like to watch the person after a while, they sat there in the chat. Like they did what the person just did. They retracted their messages or whatever, probably, but they sat there talking about how they supposed to be a moderator of my channel. Like I didn't even know the person, right? In the middle of them doing that, or while they're doing that, like while this is going on, it's like even with relationship problems and then you're a social media star, you don't let like outside motherfuckers just out of nowhere just take control of shit, if that makes sense. Like that person, it made me feel like since they was listening to it or watching it, they're like, oh, he gonna let me slip in and this is what it's gonna seem like. That shit ain't cool. Like that's another thing when people go through shit. They be too in the mix to let somebody take control of shit. And then in reality, if somebody's going through something and then they already at the end of whatever, a motherfucker will understand like it's over with. People that's coming in a person's life, that's just what it is, I guess. I don't know. I look at it like it's not really a big problem to me. Be real. But early in the morning, right, I had a conversation, right? And I was telling this person, I was like, damn, I noticed that some shit gone or some gone. Some from our relationship gone. Like it's been missing from this far back, right? Just like going all the way back, like this was going on at this point. And then y'all ever, I don't know, like to the people that have kids and shit, like y'all got kids with somebody, right? Y'all ain't together. Do you think it's all right for the other parent to try to use the other parent's emotion with the child as leverage? Like I never understood that. Like why do people feel or why do mothers feel that they have to use the children for leverage? Like do like is that like some hidden rule like oh if he don't want to be there for me, I'm gonna just say he can't see that child and then like ask like there's stipulations on the children that you have with people. Like I never understood that. Like why is it when you are not with somebody, why is it a stipulation of where you can see your child or because your relationship did not last, why is it a limit on where you can see your child? Like I've done the math and shit like that. It costs less for you not to have your child in your care, I guess. But you know you're gonna spend the money on the child when they with you. You really in reality is gonna be too much in touch with, hey, your shit's over here that I buy for you. It's over here. Like, don't take that shit over there. Keep your shit right here. If they doing whatever over there with your shit, let them do that with your shit over here. Your shit over here. Your shit over here and over there. You know what I mean? Like, has it ever crossed the other person's mind or the other parent's mind? Like, the shit that I'm doing for my child is gonna remain how I'm doing it. The restriction on the child doesn't matter about when you can see him. The child knows what you're doing for him or what you was doing for him whenever or how you see them. You know what I mean? Like this. I sat there and I had told this person like, if my child was to move out, or if I was to split up with the person I was with and my child had to come stay with me, right? Would they stuff be there? My child's stuff would be there. The shit that I bought for her, shit, yeah. If she want to close out, change clothes, go back over there or whatever, or the stuff that I bought for her, if she want to go adventure and hope it stay how it's supposed to be over there where her shit is, over wherever it is, cool. But I just personally, when you have relationship problems, it's a whole bunch of like boundaries that you gotta go by. I didn't understand like right now, right? I'm at that level right now, and I'm gonna be real with y'all. Y'all wanna know how close it is for me right now? It's to the point now that me and Pinky ain't together, right? It's to the point that I lost a camera person. Not Pinky, my daughter, right? I lost a whole camera person. I lost my friend. And look, I'm gonna say this to y'all, right? Because I know ain't nobody watching, but I had a conversation with her today, right? And she asked me, like, how does that feel that I took your child out the household to where you can't see her whenever you want to? And I sat there and I was like, shit, it don't make me feel no type of way because if that's how you had to really make it to where that's how you felt, to where you had leverage, that's totally up to you, right? But in the back of my mind, it's like, that's how low somebody will get with you to ask you some shit like that. And then you have to sit around your child after that. I'm gonna be real with you. Motherfucker had the nerve ask me how that shit feel. It don't make me feel no type of way. My child knows what I've done for her. She know how I feel about her. She know I'm not gonna have her in no harm's way. So whatever I gotta go through to see my child and finish my life out with not being with somebody, it shouldn't be a thing too where somebody uses leverage against somebody else with a child. So if a relationship ends, that shit just over with. You know what I mean? Like you know that shit over with. If a person can sit here and like, I guess like monitor you, just monitor you, like keep tabs. You see, oh, you over here, you doing this? Are you lying? Doing this? You doing this? Once it's to a point where you go through somebody's phone or something, right? It ain't, oh, I seen you did this. That's that. Did the person catch you first doing that shit? Like, do you ever think about that? Like, the people that ever go through a motherfucker's phone, has somebody ever caught you first doing that? Like, when is the first time you ever got caught going through your person's phone? I ain't gonna lie, I was in a relationship. I caught somebody going through some shit. You know what I mean? I went through their phone. I'm gonna say they phone. That's how I'm gonna put it. I went through their phone and seen that they was doing a whole bunch of bullshit. And then like I stayed in a relationship with them after the fact, right? And once it got to the point where I just was like not feeling it because I went through their shit and I knew they was doing shit they had no business doing. They had nerve go through my shit because it was like I don't give a fuck no more. Like I have nothing to hide at this point. Like literally went through their shit and seen what they were saying to somebody or sending to somebody. Like, I changed my YouTube name just because of all this shit. Like, at first, my name, this was the crazy part. This was the name I'm about to, on God, this is the name I went by. The name was I'm Adam without E. That's the first name I went by. Because it was like my relationship at that time where my name was at, it was like my relationship was on a spike. I moved to a whole nother state, 19 hours away. I went down there. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I stay in Michigan. I went all the way to Louisiana. Went down to all the way to Louisiana. Boy, I'm frustrated and irritated. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I went all the way down to a different fucking state just for a motherfucker to sit here. And I realized before I even went down there, I had a gambling problem. I sit there a whole month trying to pay my rent and consumers and water bill. I gambled. One night, I damn near lost damn near like $400. Got up to like $1,000 damn near. Went home, paid all my shit. Let a person sweat. You understand? Like somebody that was like, "Oh yeah, I'm paying all the bills. I paid bill. I paid this." They didn't have the money. It got to a point where I went, let them think like after going all night gambling and sitting here making the money. Oh, the rent ain't paid. Oh, they packed, laid down for like 2 or 3 days. Landlord came over and they're cutting the grass. Landlord comes, cut the fucking grass, right? And this is the most funniest shit in the world. Motherfucker was like, went there, was like, oh, why he ain't say nothing to me or nothing like that, right? Oh, I paid it. I paid it. Oh, the next month we end up moving all the way to Louisiana, right? We got down there. We argued all the way down there. Well, we didn't even argue all the way down there. We got to a point where we went down there and then fell out, like all the way down there. We sat down there. We drank the whole time we was down there. Um, we drove around. We drove around in the whole state. We went to East Monroe. We went down to West Monroe. We even went to Mississippi. We went to what is it, Charleston, Mississippi, or something like that. We went down there. Uh, what do they call it? Interracial dating and shit like that. Got a child by somebody out of my race, right? Went down there. And one of the people they was down there, there's African American, and they was like to the person I'm with or had the child with, they was like, oh, "Are y'all lost? You get like lost? Is this person trying to help you find your parents, shit like that?" And the chick that I was with down there was like, "I'm her mama." You know what I mean? Like I told the person like not to walk around down there, but I'm like, after going through that, even then, like relationship restraints is based on your comfortability, like with the other person and what's going on, or times and shit. Traveling with the person, going out in public with them. Like the conversation, I had look, I'll be open with these conversations. I'm about to pour up in a second, right? This person sat here and talked to me about going out in public and checking them, or like with me doing YouTube. When people do social media, it's like not for no lighthearted shit. Like when you do social media shit or you on social media and you got accounts and stuff, you shouldn't be dwelling for answers and shit like that and memes and videos and be reposting other people's shit. Like if you gonna sit there and do all that, I'd rather a person sit there. If they gonna watch somebody's shit, they gonna go into the video, they gonna be like, oh, this person said that. Let me explain how I feel about that situation and what this is and how it mattered to me. You don't sit there and you repost somebody else's shit. Like, watch this other person's whole shit. Like, cool, you support the person. You sharing they shit like, I'm interested in this. But you don't go share, like, even somebody's post. Like, you don't go share another person's post. Like, say I'm like getting divorced. You don't be like, divorce ain't shit. I didn't want them. You don't go straight and like, oh, this is what this person said. Let me share it. Divorce ain't it. I ain't want it. Say it how the fuck you was gonna say it. Like, why you Snoopy Low said divorce wasn't for me. Fuck them. You done repost that shit. You look dumb as hell. Like any type of goofy shit or feeling that you got, why don't you post your original feeling about it? Like, I do YouTube. This shit is to the point now with the person out of the household. Cool. You know what I mean? Like my child gone because of the person took the child out of the household. You want me to say cool? You want me to be like, oh, I don't give a fuck? No. You know what I mean? Like that's the decision when it comes down to when you not with the other person. The other person's gonna take your child out of the household. The other person's gonna act like they got leverage over the child not being in the household. Like you didn't gain leverage. Like you sit here and you're gonna be miserable thinking like that child ain't around you. You made that shit hard for yourself. Most of the times when men and women don't match is because how the women act towards how the man acts. Like at the end of the day, it's like make it make sense, right? I'm gonna put it on this. A woman does not have to clean. She does not have to cook for this man. All that man needs at the end of the day of him going out to work is I want you to look clean and smell good when I come home. Or when a man comes home. I want you to smell good, feel good. My child is my child, and I spent time with them throughout the day or whatever before I went to work, tried to get that time in with them. Woke them up, got them some food or something, took them somewhere, lectured them about some stupid shit you did not like. It just don't make sense for somebody to sit here and say like, oh, you ain't doing this for your child. Like, no, you're basing it off of the relationship I'm having with you now. And you use the child saying it's about your child or you don't spend time. You ever have somebody tell you that you're not spending time with your child because you're not taking them with you with your child? Like, has there ever been a I don't give a fuck about a man right now. If the woman has a woman ever had time where a man said, hey, you don't spend enough time with your child? Like you don't hear shit like that. You don't hear a motherfucker like, oh, I will give a name like a Rebecca. Rebecca, you ain't spend time with Jessica. Like you ain't going nowhere with her. Like when you sit here with her, when you interact with her, you argue with her. You're a lecturer about shit that don't even matter that you could have just redid yourself. Like as a daughter dad, to watch to watch as a daughter dad to be a dad and watch a grown ass woman tell a girl like, hey, you did not take the trash out. You got a lecture over that shit. Like you could have just after a while, you could be like, hey, dude, hey, your daughter didn't take the trash out. Why don't you go fucking take the trash out? Now is with the dad being like, damn, it's been like that all day. Why the fuck didn't you take it out? Like I just went to work to pay a bill. You talking about she ain't take the trash out. Can you take trash out? Why is the fucking trash still in the house? Why didn't you take it out? Like, I don't give a fuck if you went after you threw the fucking trash outside. I don't give a fuck if you came back here and just watched TV all day. Like, you literally just was like, Like, it's not cleaning. I don't need you to fucking clean. Like, I don't want you to sit here and argue with me after I done got out of work about this motherfucker did not take the fucking trash out. Like, I don't fucking care. Like, is she safe? Yeah. Is she healthy? Yeah. I don't fucking care if she's a fucking girl. I'll take the trash out. And I'm a bitch about it. Why the fuck didn't you take the trash out? That's part of a fucking relationship. Like, it's to the point now, like, it ain't about a 50-50 relationship thing. It's about, like, I don't give a fuck. I would have paid the shit, or you wouldn't even have to pay the shit. Just shut the fuck up and do some simple shit. Like, I don't want the motherfucker to clean. I don't want the motherfucker to cook. Just shut the fuck up. Be comfortable. Be, like, make me comfortable. Like, hey, you a female. Lay down on me or some shit, right? Just be quiet. Just like, hey, what was wrong? That shit fucked up. This happened. Whatever, whatever. I don't want to pillow talk to motherfucker, but at least be like, hey, like, we good. What you do? You was at work? No, I don't have to sit here and send you a picture. You want to talk? I'll talk to you while I'm at work. Shit like that. Nobody's going to sit here and be like, oh, you went to work. You knew in reality, like, if I call you or whenever or whatever's going on, like, man, I had this one insecure ass female. I'm going to tell y'all about this. I'm going to give y'all a story, right? This one insecure ass female that I had back in the day, a long time ago, right? She told me one day, knowing she had a child. She had a child back in the day. You know what I mean? She was taking care of a child. She was like, she had a job and she had lost the job. And then she was like, do you got a job? I'm like, yeah, I got a job. You sure? Do you go to it? Do you pay your bills? I'm like, yeah. You say you got a job, right? I'm paying my bills. What the fuck you talking about? Like, it was just like a more interesting conversation because as it unfolded, she was like, oh, I got fired, or I had got wrote up over sexual harassment at my job. I'm like, oh, I'm like, oh, okay. And then it kind of bothered me because I was like, how you in a relationship getting fired from a job for sexual harassment? Like, this don't make sense. I got pour up on that one. Like, y'all didn't hear me on that one. Can y'all hear what I'm saying to y'all? Have you ever been in a relationship with somebody and they lose a job for sexual harassment? How you get fired from a job for sexual harassment? And you in a relationship with somebody? So you mean to tell me you more worried about if I got a job or what I'm doing, you get fired for sexual harassment, right? And then you turn around and you tell the person after you get fired for sexual harassment, oh, I'm about to go sit at your job in the parking lot. I done told you, yeah, I'm sitting in the parking lot at your job, see if you fucking somebody at your job. You done got fired for your job for sexual harassment. You talking about sitting at somebody's job in the parking lot to see if they fucking somebody at their job? I don't even get that. Like, do y'all understand what I'm saying? Like, when you go through relationship problems, have you ever caught somebody doing something like texting somebody? Like, you ever caught somebody texting somebody? Like, I got caught texting somebody, but I got caught texting somebody after this person was sitting on social media with a whole profile with me blocked, and they were posting pictures of them in lingerie and messaging people talking about they're getting ready to move out of town with them or moving closer to them. Like, my whole thing is like, when you go through relationship problems with somebody, have you ever caught somebody doing some shit and you just don't have trust for them? And you openly tell them, like, I don't fucking trust you. And they make it a whole you thing. They call you a narcissist or whatever the fuck it is. That's the new trend for motherfuckers. Oh, you're a narcissist. You're manipulating me. You're manipulating people. You're a narcissist. You're doing this. That's that you are willing to sit here and say that to somebody, but you didn't got caught messaging people. You're how when the fuck do you catch dudes dressed up or sending nudes to females? Like, that's more of a case for people or females. Like, they're sending, you're posting lingerie pictures. Like, that shit don't make sense. Like, I'm be honest with y'all. I'm about to just fuck it. I'm about to just air my dirty laundry, right? I'm about to do a whole rundown. So you ever get caught up just like fucking with everybody and shit like that, where you too open with yourself. You be dating. You just be dating and dating and dating and dating. And just be like looking for like a match, like a mate. You ever catch like to the point where you stuck in between people? Like, you ever, and to the people that see this, right? I'm about to explain this. I'm about to explain this on a level to where it sound better, right? Have you ever dated somebody and they know somebody that you date after that person? Like, you ever dated a friend or a family member? You date somebody and they kin folk to somebody. That's what I did. I did one of them situations. I'm about to break it down, right? I was dating somebody a long time ago. And before that, now they call it catching bodies. I was catching bodies, I guess, right? And sat there, dated one person, and it was like, okay, this is this person, right? Then was like, oh, me and this person did not last. Now I'm dating this person. You date this person, and then when you get done fucking with them because they too messy, you end up running into somebody that's related to them. You didn't know they was related to them. You date the person. So I dated somebody and I asked them something about um like, I asked them, like, so when it comes down to it in the portion of life that you at, right? I was like, so do you ever like want to just settle down and you want to just like be a family and shit like that? That's like 2 or 3 different females. That shit. This how I narrowed my like dating and like marriage like scenarios down with people. I asked like 2 or 3 different people, like, you ever think about getting married? One person's like, nah, and when they said it, they're like, they're just like pretty much like messy. Like it was too messy. Like I went through some shit with them. Like it was too messy. Like it was when you say messy, you gotta put like 3 S's on it, like messy. Like you got hit like a snake with it. And I was like, all right, I feel that shit. But it was like, I know why you don't want to get married. Like we've had too many issues. I got into it with your family or whoever they is, your ex or something. Right? Then it was like, oh, what do you see yourself as later in life? Like what do you want to do? This person sat here and told me, right? They're too young to make a decision on it. Like early, like they're like, I'm just too young to make a decision on it. Like I don't know like what I'm supposed to do. Like they're like, I'm too young to even understand what you're saying at this point. Like nothing's promised tomorrow. You have to figure out what we're doing today. And I was comfortable with today. Like you ever been so low to where you're comfortable with today? Like people don't understand. You have to be at a low to like to understand what happiness is. Like have you ever went outside your house, heard the birds chirp or the air blow on your skin and you just feel like, oh, this shit too cold or it's too hot? Like you're able to go outside and breathe in the air. Like you're able to take your socks off and go into the grass and walk around. Like I was so comfortable with just being so low with a person. It was like, I don't want to do this with you. Or we just fell off. We just fell out of contact. Right? Just didn't make no sense. And then you got with somebody and it was like, oh, I'll marry you, but I don't really know. And then say you got with the person, right? And they excuse for their boundaries, right? They're like, oh, I kept it to a certain time, or I'm gonna keep it to a certain time where I don't want this person to throw me away. That's what their motivation is. I don't want this person to throw me away. Like, can you imagine like that whole bottled up feeling, but that's the whole motion of it. Like you're trying to do something for a person, not to just leave you. Like you're doing certain things for this person to where they're not leaving you, where they feel secure with you. Like I learned to feel secure with somebody, you have to do things for that person. That way they understand, like, hey, this is how I feel about you. I want to do this for you. Like I'm trying to keep you around me. Not you have to like you have to do some materialistic shit for the person, but hey, I'm willing to make chances for you. I want to make changes for you. Like you ask the person, how do they feel? You know what I mean? Like, you ever went through some shit where you asked the person that you with, like, do you love me? And they like sitting here like, why are you asking that? Like, when the fuck do you sit here and just like, why are you asking that? I'm asking you that because I'm asking you that. Like, you love me? What's up? Right? I was with somebody. They was like, you love me? I'm like, yeah. Kept asking them, like, why the fuck you asking that? Right? I'm doing shit for you. I'm telling you I love you. Why do you have to sit here and ask me at that time, do you love me? It's more or less like, is there a problem going on right now? What's wrong? Like, is something going on? Like, are you gonna tell me what's wrong? Or like, has somebody said something? You're not being like upfront. You know what I mean? Like, have you ever been confused about somebody and you're like, why are you even saying half something or asking half the stuff that you're asking? Like in reality, right? I've asked the person and they know who they is. I've asked the person, do you love me? They're like, yeah. Why? And I'm like, all right, I love you too. But it's like you're trying to keep a balance of like not being insecure, but like where are we at now? Like, is something wrong? I don't know. Some days I'll just be wondering. Like, it ain't about what you do for a person. It's more about how they make you feel. Like, I'd rather talk to that person about how I feel about them than what I did for them. Did I say that right? I'd rather see how I make a person feel, how a person feels about me, or how I make them feel instead of what they can do for me. Is that what I said? Does that make sense? I don't know. I might put it in this cup. That's crazy. All my stuff are blunt. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm about to go get a Rello. I'm about to smoke this motherfucker. But you know, matter of fact, I'm about to do something extra because it's early in the morning, right? I'm about to ask a moderator some questions. I'm about to answer a moderator's questions. That's what I'm about to do. Somebody ain't about to like what I'm about to do. Mm-mm. Oh no. I'm done. I'm done. That's funny. I ain't fucking with them. They toxic as hell. Damn. How do you hold on? Mm, that's too funny. Yo, so look to this person, look. Damn. How do you screenshot shit? Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Damn. Hold on. Hold on, y'all.